If you're watching this, you're either my IRL friends, shout out Bill, Donovan, and Jeff, or maybe a friend sent you this and you're someone who doesn't really enjoy or know too much about Halo esports or really esports in general. Today I'm going to be showing you a game from the Halo World Championship, which happened about a couple weeks ago, because I want to see if someone who isn't regularly a part of this kind of thing can still enjoy it and be entertained by it. Best case scenario, you walk away a Halo esports fan. Worst case scenario, you're bored for a few minutes. I think I will take that chance. To say it was an historic event would be a massive understatement. Like I said, I'm going to be highlighting one particular moment, one game that can really show how exciting and thrilling watching competitive Halo can be. Before I do that though, I'm gonna have to do a bit of exposition and give some background context on some things. Let's start with the tournament format. It is double elimination, which means if you lose 2 series, you're out. This also means that if you make it to the grand finals and you haven't lost a series yet, the team that's playing you has to beat you twice in 2 series. So just keep that in the back of your mind for now. And then there's also things like pool play that determines where you're placed in the brackets, but that's not necessarily important to know for today. I'm gonna try to keep things as simple as I can. Series are a best of 5 games until the grand finals, in which they are best of 7, which means the team coming from the winner's side only has to win either 4 games or 8 games if the bracket is reset. And the team coming from the elimination side has to win 8 games with the potential of having to play all 14 games if it goes to a game 7 for both series. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Halo history. No team has ever come from the elimination side of the bracket and made a run all the way to the grand finals and then won the event. Well, god damn it, my Space Station boys were the closest one to do it in the last event in Fort Worth, where they reset the grand final bracket and took it to a game 7. Speaking of, the team who won the event before the World Championship historically has also been the team to win the World Championship. So who beat out Space Station Gaming in Fort Worth, you ask? That would be the reigning World Champions, OpTic Gaming. OpTic Gaming may be one of the most recognizable and successful organizations across all of esports. The Green Wall, as they and their fans are called. You have APG, a veteran who has been a part of the competitive Halo scene for well over a decade. You have Trippy and Lucid, some of the most incredible slayers and objective players in the entire game. And then you have Formal, regarded as the FPS GOAT. He has won world championships in Halo and Call of Duty. Not many players have the accolades that he has, nor in the way that he has achieved them. All of them together are the cornerstones that make the Green Wall stand so tall. But who could potentially be the ones to break that wall? Only the caliber of another world championship team, FaZe Clan. Another incredibly successful organization in esports. 3 out of the 4 players on FaZe are what many people consider to be a dynasty of a roster. Frosty, Royal 2, and their captain, the General, Snakebite. Those 3 together, along with their 4th player, Lethal, were so dominant in Halo 5 that they rarely placed outside of the top 2, let alone the top 1. But then, at the beginning of the 2023 season, year 2 for Halo Infinite, a huge roster change happened which shook the entire scene. They dropped Lethal for another player, Renegade, ending their long dynasty they had together. Many speculate the reasons why this happened, but because of how dominant OpTic was in the first year of Halo Infinite, the general consensus coined this new roster as the OpTic Killer. And for them to both meet in the grand finals of the World Championship meant that the stage was set for either history to repeat itself or to have a new writer. As much as I hate spoiling things, I'm going to have to do some time skipping and reveal some things about how the grand finals went down. So if you haven't watched it yet and you don't want to know the outcome, this is your spoiler warning to pause and then come back after you've watched it. But again, if you're new to Halo/esports and this is your first exposure to it, maybe you're okay with skipping ahead a little bit. So OpTic has made it to the grand finals from the winner's side of the bracket, and FaZe has made an incredible run through the elimination bracket to make it to the grand finals. Fun fact, these two had already met up in winners round 2, and it was OpTic who won the series 3-2, sending FaZe down to the elimination bracket. But after taking down Sentinels, and yes, my space station boys. They were set for a rematch in the grand finals against OpTic Gaming. Again, final warning, if you don't want to be spoiled, pause and come back, okay? Here we go. OpTic come out of the gate looking strong. They win the first 2 games and go up 2-0 in the series. FaZe answer right back and win the next 2 games to tie up the series 2-2. The 5th game goes in favor of FaZe again, putting them up 3-2 in the series. They just need one more game to reset the bracket to another best-of-7 series. Can they do it?
Last 2 alive from OpTic are in the hill. If FaZe can take them both out, then FaZe Clan will have closed out this game. FaZe Clan reset the bracket in Seattle.
Yes. Yes, they can. The bracket has been reset. It is a new best-of-7 series. First of 4 wins will be crowned as the world champions. FaZe continue their momentum and win the first game, which now finally brings us to the game I want to highlight. Game 2, Slayer on Aquarius. Slayer is purely based on the number of kills a team has. 1 kill equals 1 point. First team to get 50 kills wins the game. Some things that are very possible and have happened before. Time may expire before either team has 50 kills, so in that case, the team with more kills would win. It could end in a draw. So for example, if it's 49-49 and 2 players are going for a melee beatdown trade and the kills come in at the same time, it could be 50-50, in which the game is replayed again from the start. If time expires and the teams are tied, they go into a 3-minute overtime. So just keep all that in mind when watching this. So the general rule with Slayers is that it really begins at the 30 kill mark. Early leads as big as 15 kills have been completely diminished by the 30 kill mark. So we're going to be starting roughly around then, which actually kind of works out because in the middle of the game, there was an observer crash. So for about 30 seconds, the game was going on, but we couldn't see anything. Speaking of observers, there's just one last thing I want to say. You'll be able to see enemy player indicators through walls. Observers are the ones that see that. Players cannot. So it's not like they can see enemies through walls. All right, I have done enough talking. Let's go all in.
We've got a feed at the bottom of our screens. We can just about make at the moment, and we'll update you on the score because it's the 34-32 lead for FaZe Clan. It's going to be a bit of radio commentary for now for you, but we'll do our best to keep you up to date with what we can see, and hopefully you can enjoy as well.
There we go, we're back into the game.
Thank goodness, that was going to be awkward.
Big shout to the team in the back for finding a feed, finding a way back into the gameplay here, 35-32.
FaZe making the push. And FaZe with that 3-kill advantage, make it 4. And now all of a sudden OpTic find themselves 3 dead. Last alive is going to be Trippy. He's trying to survive. Frosty taking some damage, but FaZe now with the most commanding lead we've seen. We were tied up at 30. FaZe have taken over in the late game.
They have, and what a time to do it now. OpTic, you can see they're going to slow the game down. Again, no surprise there. Need to dig deep. Now let's not forget, OpTic Gaming and late game Slayers, we have seen historically them able to slow games down in an unbelievable fashion. However, they'll find themselves falling 1 and 2 dead here.
Well, players just really struggling on the map at the moment. It's Trippy. Usually Aquarius Slayer is a game type, which I would say usually is the standout. 5 and 12 in this game, but with a few kills going their way, OpTic keep themselves in it. That last few moments, Andy, was so important, I think, not just to the context of this game, but maybe to the context of where the Halo World Championship goes.
It really was. To bring this game back now within 3 after being down by 6. Quite a statement, and it's just another chapter in the OpTic Gaming book. When you have a player and a coach like Lunchbox behind you, you find a way.
APG finds a way, gets the stick onto Snakebite, survives. Trippy gets taken down by grenades though, and now the flank coming in from Lucid, but is he going to have the timing? It looks like FaZe might have escaped, but APG doing some huge work himself at the moment. He's 11 and 8 in this game. He is trying to drag OpTic into this game.
Ooh, Lucid, even while screen watching, does such a nice job there to check low gen, almost gets the kill. However, unable to do so, so they will stay in a 2-kill deficit. However, 1 heatwave shot left for Lucid on the pink push.
Frosty's stat line at the moment, by the way, is 10, 11, and 10. 0 on the KD, but contributing to 11 assists as well for his team, shooting everything that moves.
Lucid just getting a little bit of opening damage. More important, though, is the info on that moment. They know the entire team is trapped. They're checking every bit of gen here.
Let's take ourselves back. The last time that OpTic were forced to make a push, they did not come out the better side of it. But this time they've got the heat wave for Frosty. Look how annoying he's being. But not annoying enough. It's a tie game here. Formal with double. Formal still alive as well. QT's away. Here comes Trippy. OpTic into a lead.
50 seconds left. 43-42 here. OpTic only up by 1. The Let's Go OpTic chant starts in the room as well. The next push will determine the game.
OpTic fans start to believe once more. Maybe OpTic themselves on that main stage start to believe once more. We've still got time left. Lucid gets one though. Traded out immediately. It's a 1-kill game.
They're going to flood there. It's a perfect flood to the fridge to make sure that kill is traded out here. 44-43.
Lucid in the 1v1. Oh, it got windy in there. The pressure may be felt by Lucid as Renegade comes out with a kill. 15 seconds remaining. Oh, and Renegade cuts down Formal. 1 kill, the advantage here for FaZe.
Gets a free kill. He knows he needs to clear out the base here. They're up by 1. 7 seconds left on the clock. Here's the push.
Royal 2 gets 1. 3 seconds left. Formal ties the game up once more. It's absolute carnage in the base. OpTic make the push. OpTic make the push.
APG's controller was down. We're into overtime.
If we went into overtime, it was tied up as the game finished.
48-47. It was tied 47-47 there. Now into OT.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
And it's just how it goes with these two teams. 2:38, but you won't need that much time on the clock here. OpTic Gaming needs 2, FaZe needs 3.
We've just learned there's new margins. We thought it couldn't be closer. We've just learned it could be. Overtime in a Slayer. Trippy with some shot grenades. OpTic want to make the play. They want to be aggressive, but Trippy's got to be careful. Look at Frosty. He's ready to jump up onto this. They have to make the play. Half shields is Trippy. No shields is Trippy, but can he survive here?
Here goes Formal.
Formal's got the heat wave. FaZe have to retreat. And even though FaZe are down by 1, they cannot afford to give away a few kills. Snake bite. He'll go down. It's 1 more for OpTic to tie up the 2nd series we find ourselves in.
49-49!
Oh my god, Royal 2 gets the kill. It's 1 kill. It's 1 kill. Lucid kind of trapped on the bottom of pink here. FaZe do not know where he is though. It's a complete standoff. This might be the closest Slayer game you'll ever see.
Lucid 16-12. Guess what? OpTic's right back in it, and Lucid, unsurprisingly, is your standout Slayer player. We've seen it time and time again. FaZe unable to keep him down, and now he's +4 game in his hands here.
60 seconds or so left. So a few long-range grenades coming in as well from Formal. Checking those corners. Who's the bravest player on this main stage?
Getting a bit of info here. Here comes a little bit of push from FaZe. I've never seen anything like this. OT has been extended all the way. Here comes the push.
APG's got the info. Who's going to win this fight? Stay boys! The captain! The general! And the one that FaZe can rely on in the closest Slayer game you will ever see. FaZe will win it. 50-49.
And as you see the FaZe members chanting "break the wall," you also saw OpTic Gaming fans stunned at what they just saw. We have got to take a look at the end of that game again. I meant what I said. I have never seen a Slayer like that, a finish that deep in overtime. This is the first in history that we've seen anything like that in Halo Infinite.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a story here, a little bit of backstory about Snakebite. He has always said in a standoff, he would rather be the player that dies trying to win a game than the player that dies not trying to go and take that game away.
Push, yeah.
FaZe make a play call. It's a 3-man push onto Car. Lucid cannot escape. APG has to watch Lucid fall in front of him.
To say that this was incredible to see live in person is a massive understatement. That feeling of being in a large crowd with both fan bases being in equal uncertainty as the game goes back and forth, down to the wire, all the way to the last second. It's just incredible. Just a funny little side story. I turn to my friends as this is happening and I say, this is the greatest Slayer game I've ever seen. And then immediately after I say that, one of the casters says, this is the closest Slayer game you will ever see. To which we all kind of chuckled at the timing of that. But yeah, that was the nail in the coffin for the Green Wall. FaZe went on to win the next 2 games, making it 8 straight unanswered games and dethroning OpTic as your new Halo World Champions. I hope I was able to do this justice, as this was absolutely the standout moment for me for the entire event. I'm so curious to know, what did you think of this game? Especially if you're someone new to Halo/esports. Did you find this entertaining? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far in the video, you are a real one. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, go all in!
By the way, check out All-in-JUAN on TikTok. He posts some really great TikTok content.